Bonsoir tout le monde. Tonight's homework is the vocabulary in your Chapter 10 packet. We're just going to do mot un and mot deux tonight. Please write down the English definitions on your vocabulary lists. Chapter 10.
Chapitre 10. Les transports en commun.
So, les transports en commun, this is public transportation. You can write down public transportation. We're going to be talking about the bus system as well as the metro or the subway system.
Le métro.
So this is what the French call their subway system, le métro. You see the picture here? That's a typical entrance to a metro or subway station in Paris.
La station. La station de métro.
So that's just subway station.
Pardon, monsieur. La station de métro Les Halles, s'il vous plaît.
All right, guys, there's a perfect example of one of our aspirated H's. She did not make a liaison here because this H is aspirated. Les Halles. So she says, excuse me, sir. The subway station for Les Halles, please. So that's the name of the station she's looking for. Excuse me, sir. The subway station Les Halles, please.
C'est Châtelet-Les-Halles et c'est là-bas, au coin de la rue.
So now he's being typical French and correcting her that the entire name is Châtelet-Les-Halles. So that's the whole name of that metro station. Kind of silly, really. You could shorten it to Les Halles. Everybody would know what you mean. So he says, it is Châtelet-Les-Halles, and it is over there. Là-bas means over there. On the corner of the street. Au coin is at the corner. De la rue, of the street. Here is a subway Paris subway map, le métro. This is the Seine, the river that divides Paris kind of in half. And then each line has a different color. And we're going to be using some maps in class and doing some work with that I think you'll enjoy.
Le plan du métro parisien.
So this means the Parisian subway map. A plan is a map. Paris subway map, you can write. The Paris subway map.
Un carnet.
Now this refers to 10 tickets. So it's kind of unusual to go to the station and say, I just want one ticket for the subway. Usually people say, un carnet, s'il vous plaît, and then they get 10 tickets. So you can just write 10 metro tickets for carnet.
Un ticket.
And notice how they use the word ticket, spelled just like our ticket, instead of billet. For a subway ticket, they use the word ticket.
Un guichet.
Well, you know this one already, right? How many times have we seen it? Ticket window.
Un tourniquet.
The tourniquet, that's the turnstile. It's right here. So you put your ticket in the slot here. You walk through, and it actually pops back up at the other end, and you have to pick it up. And then there's these two doors you have to go through. It's kind of tricky, and it takes a lot of practice. And people have gotten stuck. Anyway, tourniquet is a turnstile.
Un distributeur automatique.
There it is again, right? The good old automatic distributor. I mean, this could be a candy machine for all we know. Here, it is a machine that sells subway tickets. Automatic distributor. Remember, we use it for ATM machine, where you get your money. Just means an automatic machine that sells you stuff. This is for tickets on the subway.
Il faut valider son ticket.
So it's necessary to validate your ticket, just kind of like the same thing when we take the train in France and you have to composter le billet, you have to put it in the little machine and get it stamped. When you go through this tourniquet, your ticket has been validated. It will get a stamp put on it. You have to pick it up, like I said, go through the doors, get on the train. Just in case a contrôleur asks you for your ticket, he can see that it's been validated at a subway station on that line and that you're not just trying to reuse old tickets. So it's necessary to validate his or her ticket.
Il faut le glisser dans le tourniquet.
So remember glisser, to slip. We learned that in the last chapter, to slip. It's necessary to slide it. The le stands for son ticket. This is your pronoun replacing son ticket. Il faut le glisser. It's necessary to slide it in the turnstile. So again, in here, and it pops back up.
Pour aller à Bastille, il faut prendre la ligne numéro 1, direction Vincennes.
All right, so the way the Paris subway works, each line has a station at either end. And so if you want to go somewhere in the middle of the line, you have to determine which direction do I need to go in. If I'm in Cardinal Les Moines and I want to go to Sully-Morland, I have to go in the direction of Châtelet. Okay? Or if I'm in Sully-Morland and I want to go to Cardinal Les Moines, I must go in direction Jussot. So what this says is, in order to go to the Bastille, it is necessary to take line number 1 in the direction of Vincennes. Vincennes is the name of a station at the end of a line. Once again, in order to go to the Bastille, it is necessary to take line number 1, direction Vincennes.
Plusieurs lignes se croisent à Bastille.
Plusieurs is the word for several. Several lines cross each other. This is reflexive. Several lines cross each other at Bastille. So if you look on the map, here's Bastille. You can see the orange line goes through it, the yellow line goes through it, the purple line goes through it. So that's a rather large subway stop. All right, it's a major stop. And whenever you see something like this, La Défense is kind of in the way here, but you see this oval circle here for Châtelet? That means that's a super major hub. That means many, many, many lines go through this. You have purple, dark purple, yellow, brown. But anyway, Bastille is here, and several lines cross at Bastille.
Quand on prend la correspondance, on change de ligne.
When one takes the connection, correspondance is your connecting train. So sometimes if I want to get over here, I'm over here, I need to go woo, all the way down here and woo, all the way up here. I got to make a connection. Every trip you make is not going to be just one direction, one stop. Sometimes you have to get off and take another train. That's called la correspondance. When we take the connection, on change de ligne, one changes the line. So when one takes a connection, one changes lines. So you might go from line number 1 to line number 4.
On peut prendre la correspondance à Bastille.
One can take the connection to Bastille.
Un escalier mécanique.
This actually looks like a station that we use a lot in Paris. It's called Bir Hakeim. And you see this really long escalator, and it's outdoor. That's unusual, actually. I wonder if that's the same station. This means an escalator. Yeah, this means mechanical stairs. But in English, we say an escalator.
Les voyageurs descendent l'escalier mécanique.
The travelers go down the escalator.
Ils viennent d'acheter leur ticket.
This is the verb venir, all right? This is the present tense, and venir means to come, and it's a Van der Tramp verb. It always takes être in the passé composé. Here we have a form of de. When you have venir de plus an infinitive, it means something different. It means that whatever this verb is, you just did it. So here, it literally means venir de means just. They just bought their tickets. Leur, 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 leur. Don't forget your possessive adjectives have to agree with the noun they modify. That's the plural. They just bought their tickets. And you're like, but Madame Mayo, bought is past tense and this is an infinitive. It's how you get around it with venir de. If you just did something, you conjugate venir, you have a form of de, and you have your infinitive.
Le quai.
You remember this probably from when we do the train. Le quai is the platform.
Le métro.
And that is the subway. This is Concorde, Place de la Concorde. We use this, we go past this station a lot actually when we're in Paris.
Les voyageurs attendent le métro.
So the travelers, here they all are, wait for the subway. The travelers wait for the subway.
Ils n'attendent pas longtemps.
They don't wait for a long time. Remember, the word for that we use in English here is understood in this verb attendre, to wait for. They don't wait for a long time.
Il y a un métro toutes les 4 minutes.
There is a subway every 4 minutes. There is a subway every 4 minutes.
Excusez-moi, madame. Vous descendez à la prochaine?
So she says to the lady who's standing in front of the door, it can get quite crowded on the subway. It can be a little tricky getting off when you need to. She says, "Excuse me, ma'am, you are getting off at the next." À la prochaine means at the next. Sometimes when you're saying goodbye to somebody, you might say, "À la prochaine," next time I see you. So she's asking, are you getting off at the next stop? Excuse me, ma'am, are you getting off at the next stop?
Il y a beaucoup de gens dans le métro.
There are a lot of people. Gens is the word for people in the subway. There are a lot of people in the subway.
Aux heures de pointe, les métros sont bondés.
Heure de pointe. This means rush hour, hours of point. And we use the plural form of a plus les because heure is plural here. So aux heures. At rush hour, the subways are packed. At rush hour, they are packed. Bondé. It's kind of the same as the word comble that you learned. Packed. Le stade est comble. Le métro est bondé. All right, so at rush hour, the subways are packed. And this is very true. Okay, bon. This is it for mot 1. Stay tuned for mot 2, coming soon to a theater near you. Remember, you can always go back and re-listen to it if you need to. Merci. Bonne soirée.